Derek doesn't mind. Episode 2. Streaming sucks and vinyl still smells better. Alright, we're back. Somehow. Apparently episode 1 didn't get me canceled, deported, or stuffed in a banana crate, so welcome to episode 2. We'll just see how this shit plays out. Yeah, I still hate podcasts. Every time I hear the word episode, I break out in hives and Vietnam flashbacks of marketing interns saying, "Let's unpack that." You don't unpack art, man. You plug it in, crank it up, and hope it doesn't set your eyebrows on fire. Today we're talking about streaming, that shiny digital hose pipe that's been sucking the soul out of music since MySpace died. Everything sounds the same now. Everything. Every freaking song is polished to sound like a ringtone recorded in a dentist's waiting room. Spotify says they're democratizing music. Yeah, right. Tell that to the poor bastard who got 0.0003 cents for 40,000 streams. You know what democratized means now? It means everyone's equally fucked. And these playlists, don't get me started. Chill vibes, mood booster, lo-fi beats to slowly die inside too. Where's the playlist called Hungover in the Van while the drummer sells blood plasma for $20? That's my algorithm, man. That's real music. Streaming's turned songs into wallpaper. Safe, clean, sterile wallpaper for people who can't sit in silence without having an existential meltdown. You ever just sit and listen to nothing? No, you freaking haven't. That's why everyone's miserable. Now vinyl, man, that's the real deal. Vinyl's a relationship. It smells like dust, cardboard, glue, and regret. You don't click play, you commit. You drop the needle, sit back, and let the record judge you. You ever try to skip a song on a record? You can't. That's the point. You sit there and you learn something about yourself. Usually that you're lazy, hungover, and can't find side B. Now, speaking of enlightenment, let me tell you about the time I found it. It was 1965 or 1969. Hard to say. I was touring with the Doors, or maybe I just thought I was. Doesn't matter. Jim Morrison, absolute lunatic, beautiful man, hands me this little square of paper and says, "Derek, you ever looked inside a banana?" I said, "Man, I've eaten the banana." He says, "Not the same thing." Next thing I know, we're both naked in the desert, arguing with a cactus about sound checks. Jim's convinced the sand is whispering the secrets of the universe, and I'm trying to solder a cable made out of snakes. I swear to God, a weird naked Indian appeared out of nowhere, wearing nothing but feathers and pure authority. Didn't say a word, just pointed at the sky, nodded, and vanished. And Jim goes, "That's it, man. That's the meaning of music," I said. "Jim, man, I think that was security." 3 days later, I wake up in a Denny's car park covered in sand, holding a tambourine, and someone's dog is licking my ear. Not even a nice dog, some frothing chihuahua with eyes like Satan's marbles, vibrating at a frequency only dogs and hungover roadies can hear. I look around, there's a traffic cone on my foot, a bottle of Jose Cuervo in my hand, and a half-eaten pancake in my pocket. The tambourine's covered in what I hope is glitter, but could very easily be alien dust or the powdered remains of my dignity. Jim's gone. The van's gone. There's a burnt outline of a man in the sand that might be me, or might be a grilled cheese sandwich someone dropped, and all that's left is a note scrawled in lipstick on the Denny's napkin that says, "The lizard is real. Don't trust the moon. Love, Jim." I stumble inside. The waitress looks at me like she's seen this movie before. I say, "What year is it?" She says, "You've asked that 4 times already." I order coffee. She pours tequila. We both pretend it's fine. Then, this guy at the counter leans over and says, "Hey man, didn't you play tambourine for the Doors?" And I'm like, "Man, I was the door." Anyway, every time someone says streaming's the future, I remember that trip. Because if you follow algorithms long enough, you end up lost in a digital desert following some weird naked marketing guru who promises enlightenment and delivers fuck all. So yeah, streaming sucks. Vinyl's still king, and if you disagree, that's fine. You're wrong. Join me next week for episode 3, Why Every Sound Guy is Going to Hell, and I'll see them there. Now go and put a record on, preferably one that skips halfway through and changes your life. Like and subscribe, you magnificent bastards. Punch that button like it owes you beer money. If you don't, the algorithm wins and I start a TikTok. Nobody wants that.